Guys, the patrons in the Discord have spoken. TYREEK Hill is on the block. So, Alan, we've got a 12-team Superflex PPR 1.75 tight end premium start 10. Are you going TYREEK Hill or Tank Dell in the 110?
I'm always trying to win my league. I'm never rebuilding. It's a fault of mine, right? It's so I'm taking TYREEK Hill and I'm going for the championship. Now, if you're a team that maybe, you're not so sure you can go for it, I understand taking the other side because 110 is a powerful pick this year, guys. I mean, you could do a lot with that, but I just want the player who I know can probably fetch me
a hammer.
Yeah, a hammer. And then also during the year, if I need to get out of it, if things go south on me, I know that I can get something of real value for TYREEK Hill. Give me TYREEK all day, all night.
What do you think, Shane?
Yeah, what's funny is you look at the deal, you go, this isn't enough for TYREEK Hill, but then go try to get more in any of your leagues for TYREEK Hill, and you will not. I have no witty punisms there, so I can't. But you're not going to get it. You're just not, because TYREEK Hill's old, and he's allegedly going to retire in 2 years, which has depressed his value. So it's really, really inconsiderate of him to express his future desires like that to us. That said, this doesn't feel like quite enough. Does not feel like quite enough. It's close. I'll say that. It's close to where I'd go, you know what? If I'm not a contender, as Alan was alluding to, I would take the deal most likely.
Yeah, and what if Tank Dell doesn't have a repeat season? I like to see it twice on a guy. It's
then you're dead. Then you made a horrible trade.
Alan touched on something saying that he's going to have multiple sell windows. I've always thought the same thing, but are we a little past that? I mean, is he only going to have maybe 1 or 2 sell windows? Yes, he's going to be a hammer, but is he going to be as easy to flip as we think he might be?
So do people send first round rookie picks for running backs in your leagues during the season? They do, even though, and I've done that. I don't know if you have, but I've done that.
Sure. I got Kyron from you.
And I've seen people do it in our leagues, and we preach how much we hate running backs, but it's a 1-year bet and people are willing to do it. They'll be willing to do it for TYREEK Hill, which will be at that point a season and a half bet at a minimum. So you'll still have at least that window. And I still think you'll be able to do it in 2025 as well, but it'd obviously be a limited market.
People are still trading for Travis Kelce, guys. They're going to trade for TYREEK Hill.
12-team Superflex PPR 1.75 tight end premium start 10. Shane, are you going TYREEK Hill or Achane and the 206?
Yeah, this feels like it's a trap.
Shane sees Achane and all else. Nothing else exists in the world when Shane sees Achane.
So the problem with this, right? The other deal was we were getting 2 youthful pieces, right? We don't really think about running backs in those terms because, well, their shelf life is shorter. Their lifespan is shorter in the NFL. I might ask for a little more on the Achane side, but I would eventually probably take this. It's probably not a great idea. You know what? No. I'm going to hold steadfast. If I want to make this deal in the season, I think I could probably make this deal. So I'm going to hold. I quickly changed my mind. Hopefully I didn't hit accept. That's why you have the confirm button. So I saw the confirm button come up and I went, no, I can't do it.
Alan, are you confirming on the TYREEK side or the Achane side?
This to me seems like the perfect cross positional trade. If I'm a little bit flush at wide receiver and need a running back, I'm more than happy to do this, right? If I have 5 wide receivers I like, 6 that I can live with, give me the Achane side. And with the 206, I'm on the clock. I'll just take Jalen Wright, man, right? I'll have the backup. The one thing that we don't like about Achane is that he got injured a bunch last year. So if I have the backup, the 1B to Raheem Mostert, I'll reach a little bit ahead of ADP and I'll take Wright at the 206. Give me that side.
So a 10-team Superflex PPR 1.5 tight end premium start 9. Alan, we're going to start with you here. TYREEK Hill and Tua or Joe Burrow and T. Higgins? Go ahead, man.
If it's a dynasty league that I think is going to last a few years, give me the players that are going to be in the league in a few years. I'll take the Joe Burrow and the T. Higgins side, understanding that it's probably the lesser of the point scoring side. I know Joe Burrow is going to be around for a half a decade plus, and certainly T. Higgins has another few years of elite production, no matter what team he ends up on, guys.
It sounds like, Shane, that Alan likes the insulation, especially of the side on the Burrow side. What about you?
Yeah, it's funny. If you look at this in a different way, if you look at it TYREEK Hill versus Joe Burrow in this format, you're like, well, that's pretty close. And yeah, I would take Tua over T, but you give me Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. That side, when you put it all together, for some reason, the math doesn't come out the same, and the sums being better than the equal of the parts. Whatever that that's saying is that was not it. Absolutely not it. But I'm going to take Joe Burrow, T. Higgins. Both of them should be in the league longer than Tyreek Hill. And I'd be interested to see what Tua is without Tyreek Hill.
All right, guys, good talk. Let's continue this conversation with the patrons in the Discord.